Hi, welcome to Basic Training, a podcast for people that need help.
And people that like to eat butt.
Oh, you have a new crush.
We can't keep talking about it.
But I thought you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, you're right.
He's a magician.
He's a magician. He is a magician. I bet he's going to perform a lot of magic on me.
Wait, we should have gotten cards in the break. I want to wait.
Fuck!
For the next episode, we're getting cards because I need to see your magic.
I'll practice when I get home. But no, yeah, I mean, girls, you know how it goes. I'm talking to a guy. He just messaged me.
Stop.
I just I've been talking to this guy a lot, and it's exciting. It's just giving me something to be excited about. Is it a realistic person that I could probably date? I don't think so. I don't know if I even want to. I just know that I love talking to him. I just do.
I love that for you.
I'm just a little. By the time this comes out, who knows? Maybe we won't be talking anymore. I just really hope that we are. He really has given me a reason to live the past couple weeks.
Oh my God.
It's just nice to have something exciting. You know what I mean?
At this impasse in your life, are you like, I want a boyfriend?
I don't think there's ever been a moment in my life where I've thought this is the time for a boyfriend. I feel this is so, I can say this a billion times in the world, and the internet will never believe me, but I don't care if you do. I really just don't. It's not something that ever has been a desire. I've never idealized, I've never thought about my life and be like, oh, a boyfriend would be nice. I don't know. I'm not much of a boyfriend girl. I haven't had a lot of relationships. I've had a lot of things. I've had intimacy.
Yeah.
But
you had the college boyfriend.
Yes, I had a college boyfriend, and I don't know. I've never had a relationship that lasted more than a year straight, where we were in the same place. Right. You know what I mean?
No,
I've talked to I've been seeing somebody for 4 years straight. Yeah. But then we aren't exclusive. We're in different cities. You know what I mean? So I've experienced love.
In situations where you have situationships, are you comfortable with it being non-monogamous? If this guy was hooking up with someone that you're talking to, would that fuck you up?
Just because we're talking right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want to hear about it. I don't want him to tell me that he hooked up with somebody, but we're not dating. Okay. He can hook up with whoever he wants. I wouldn't come home and tell him that. Well, here's kind of the interesting thing. My favorite content to make, and I think that what the people who follow me for, is my thoughts from my walk of shame, or I'm going on a first date. Here's the chaotic whatever's happening on the first date, right? And most of those things, whenever I make those videos, they're real. Sorry, I have to keep burping. When I make those videos, who wouldn't want to date me? When I make those videos, they're real. But sometimes I'm oh, I could technically make this video and it could be fake and I could just still have the spirit of me. And
right, but once the viewers knew that wouldn't be interesting to them.
Yeah, exactly. So I want it to be real. But when I'm talking to somebody who I really like,
it's private.
Even if we're not exclusive, I'm shit, you're watching videos of me coming back from a guy's house. It just sucks that he's going to have to see that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I just how do I make dating content when there's a guy that I actually like and I don't want him to see? And it's a lot. I was dating a guy a couple months back who we had an actual relationship, but I cut it off because Talia's bad at intimacy. And he was very taken with the whole thing that I do for a living. He thought it was so fun and cool. So he was yeah, just well, you're exclusive with me, so just fake it the other times. Make dating content, but just I'll know it's not real, and whatever you're saying is not real or about me or whatever.
I mean, that's cool that he was down with that.
He was super cool, but I just don't. I can't broach that topic with this guy yet. I just feel it's kind of weird now.
No, that makes sense. It's
anyway, interesting. But yeah, so basically, he's my husband. We've been talking. We talk all the time, and I don't know. I think we should get married.
Bless that for you. Do you want to get married one day?
It's complicated. I don't see it happening. I really think that I will. I see myself having I would love to have a partner in life. But I just don't think it's going to happen the way that it usually does for people. I don't see myself meeting somebody when I'm 30 and getting married and that's it. And I think that it'll be kind of complicated. I'll find someone who is my person and sort of my colleague, whatever, but we both don't want to have kids, and that adds another layer of how hard it is to find somebody. I see myself being with that person for many years.
Do you feel wait, I'm genuinely curious about this. Not that I'm not curious about the other things I ask you.
It's fine.
Do you feel most of the straight men that are your age are like that is a thing to them? Oh, I want kids one day.
Yes. They all
Really?
want
That's
kids.
cuckoo.
Which
Well,
is
they don't have to raise
crazy.
them.
Have you looked at the world recently? What the fuck? Why are you trying to bring something into this? I don't get it. I
Yeah,
really
that's
don't.
wild.
I'm not saying it's selfish to have children. I just
No, it's
don't
not.
get why you want, like, what kind of world. I think everyone is entitled to have children. It's part of the human experience. I would never say it's selfish because of the state of the world to have kids. I think that's part of your life.
Yeah, totally.
But like, you can't deny anybody that, right? But I look around at the world and I'm like, this doesn't look like a fun place to raise a kid.
No, totally.
It seems like I'd have to explain a lot of complicated things to them. I'd have to work very hard to teach them to be a moral person.
Sure.
I'd have to plan really weird vacations because half the world is going to be melted in a couple years. It's going to be hard to make money. Like, money is worth less now. So like, I don't know what it's going to look like when I'm trying to like buy a house. Like, I just cannot factor kids rationally into my future.
Yeah, totally.
Knowing how the world is, I don't see a way that life seems easier with a child. It seems hard enough right now.
I don't think anyone thinks life seems easier with a child.
No, but life seems happier. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like it would destroy my life.
Okay, yeah. Interesting.
You want to get married?
I want to get married, I think. I feel like I want a partner. I don't want kids.
Yeah.
That could change, but I don't think it will.
I know it won't.
I think it could change if I were to become rich, and so then I knew I would have the resources to do it. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Then I could see a world where like but also like I wouldn't want to do it till I was like much older.
Well, who wouldn't have kids if you knew you could have 10 nannies? Like what you would never see the kid.
No, but
it's
not
fine.
the nannies. That's like not what I'm talking about. Like it's like I'm talking like
I would
food.
want a lot of help.
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't want help, but I'm more talking about like just like I don't know, especially with like the kind of careers we have. It's like our future, like it's like there's so many like variables. It's like I can be stressed for myself, but like if there was like a kid involved,
right?
Do you know what I mean? Like that is just crazy.
That's how I feel. Some people have I really admire people who have a fun time thinking about having kids. Like people will literally sit around and daydream about like
right. No,
babies.
It's like so important to them.
I don't get it. To me, it's like I've always felt like maybe I'm just an oddly selfish person, although here I am talking about myself for an hour on a mic. But when I think about like people whose like life is about I want to be a parent, like that's a huge part of their lives, and people who want to have kids young, like you know those types who are like I really want to have kids. I'm like, don't you want to like give your own life a chance? Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't you want to live most of your life with you as the center of it and then dedicate? Because I believe that when a kid comes into your life, you are now second to that in every single way. Like the child is the most important thing, more important than your life in every way. In order to be a good parent, that is what you need to do. I won't be a parent unless I'm capable of doing it.
Yeah, but I think it's like a wiring thing. Like I just think like that's how you're wired, and I think some people have been wired to like. And like it's probably conditioning, but I feel like there is something innate in some people that is like, I want kids,
right?
Like, and I think that that's just what they want.
I guess they want.
It's very foreign to me.
To me, it's like you want to be a parent. Like, what about your hopes and dreams? But I guess your hopes and dreams are being a parent.
I think is the thing.
I never understood that, but I admire it and respect it. I just don't get it.
Should we dive right into calls because we're doing
yes,
four
we
this
have
episode?
A zillion,
okay,
so let's
I'm
do
so
it.
excited.
So this is something that you called in with probably 2 weeks ago from when you're listening to this because this was from the last episode and we're doing it now. Okay? Okay, thanks so much.
Okay, hi guys. Talia, I've loved you since literally 2020. And you've been inspiring me to be a hater every single day. Anyway, so I have this friend, and basically this friend group like literally like rejected me out of their whole friend group. Like kicked me out of their Instagram group chat, okay? Like that was that extreme. And their excuse was that like I was too mean or something. So like I don't know, I'm just not friends with them anymore. But one of them was like my best friend since first grade, and literally like I don't know, we've been friends for like literally 20 years. So like it's really hard for me to like let go, and I've literally like dreamt about her like 5 times in a row. So I just need to know, like, should I let her go or should I, like, text her or something? Because, like, I missed her. So, yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Wait, what was the thing about 5 times in a row? What did she say?
She's dreaming about her. Dreaming about her. Can I say something?
Of course. That, like, broke my heart.
Broken. I'm so sorry. I want to give you a hug so bad. I wish I knew how old you are because that adds a little context.
Well, she said 20 years. So, like.
She's probably around my age, right?
I would say she's between the two of our ages.
Yeah.
Like, because it could have been, yeah.
Okay.
My guess would be like mid to late 20s, yeah.
There is no worse type of bullying to me than exclusion. I really do feel that way. I think that it's a type that nobody else can see. You cannot prove that it's happening, so you feel crazy. Nobody, no teacher in the room, no adult in the room when you're young can point it out, really. Nobody is to blame because it's like a hive mentality, and you never know what's wrong with you because every time you confront it, people can pretend that it's not happening. It also can happen at any age.
It's also lonely. Like,
It's heartbreaking because what's wrong with you? It's like being in a relationship where somebody like ghosts you or something. It's like you're asking yourself, what is wrong with me? It is, like it's so painful. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
It sucks, but everyone is
because you're talking about it, like, has this happened to you?
Of course. It has happened to you?
A friend group saying, like, you're out?
No. But I've experienced, like, yeah, when I was the first that comes to mind, I was a CIT at my Jewish summer camp, and I had a group of friends that they were my summer camp friends for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then that summer, like, I don't know, I like got uncool. Me and like one other girl were sort of like iced out a little from the main like group of 6 friends. I remember they like did a little mural somewhere secret on camp with all of their names and didn't put ours. Like they just like weren't talking to us anymore.
Kids suck, but adults do it too.
Adults do it too. That's the thing. We were 16. I tried to like confront it and talk to like my most trusted friend in the group and say like, why'd you guys do that? And she would like deny. She's like, I don't know what it's in your head. Like, it's not that big of a deal, Talia. Like, we just did one thing without you. Like, it doesn't mean that we're not your friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they gaslight you.
Yeah.
And this story, I'm glad you asked because I think that this could help. Everyone has been or will be on either side of exclusion at some point in their lives. That's human nature. Like, you're always going to either want to like go with the hive and then one time you're going to be kicked out. It could happen when you're 50. Like, it really does. But there's nothing, first of all, you cannot beg these people. You can't because you lose your validity in their eyes. But I will tell you that the girl who I confronted that summer at camp, who was really excluding me, her and she's my closest friend probably in the world. I see her every time I go home. We have the same restaurant that we go to. We talk constantly. She's one of my soulmates in life. Like she is till I die. One of my best friends. She came back around because she like grew out of it. She did something really shitty when she was 16. She was like, I was a bully. Like I was mean to you for a summer. I don't know why. And we forgave each other. But that's like the nature of like hive mind mentality when you're trying to be cool with the cool girls.
Yeah.
It can happen at any time. I don't think that means that your friend of 20 years is a bad person. I think that she's making a terrible mistake and following what the cool girls are doing, and she's like excluding you because she feels like she wants to be part of it. I do think that you should not beg her and walk the fuck away and start making new friends, but she will come back to you eventually. I really do.
Interesting. So because she asked, should I text her, which in my mind sort of left me to like, maybe she hasn't had the conversation once yet of like, hey, I feel like like since you've been iced out, in my mind, I'm like, it kind of goes back to like when we talked about like exes. Like I think like ask once. Like I think like shoot a text that's like, hey, it's been 20 years. Like, can we get? I don't think it is. I'm just saying I think I'm just saying like I think
I figured
like
she'd done that already. That's why.
Okay, I guess but if you haven't, I think like one shot at like, hey, can we talk about this? Because the other thing is like. You sound lovely and like I'm so sorry this is happening to you. And like, but like you said, like they said I'm too mean. Like there is a world where this person like did do something fucked up that we're not hearing about. Do you know what I mean? And if that is the case and you just like because of your perspective don't know about it, whatever it is, and then they explain it to you, then maybe you could be like, oh, I see how that was fucked up. And like there is a world, I don't know.
Oh yes, I was referring to, that's an important thing that you mentioned. I've completely forgot that she said they called her too mean. They gave you a reason. I still don't think it's justification enough to ice you out this way after so long. But I was thinking more in terms of like the very classic puberty thing that happens when girls like, not puberty, but like it happens a lot in your teens and 20s. Like girls like decide, like one person says you're uncool and then the rest of them follow and it's really shitty.
Yeah.
Yes, there probably is a reason. Maybe it's valid, maybe it's not. So consider that. But I really do think that like it's a cycle of life, and go back, ask what's wrong, approach it with a desperation, like say like I really just want to know, but don't grovel for long, because they're gonna gaslight you and they're gonna tell you, I don't even know what you're talking about, it's fine, you're just kind of mean, we're like taking some space, whatever.
Yeah. And if it is a situation where they're just like doing that, then fuck them. Like, then fuck them.
Fuck them. But what I'm saying is I think that your heartbreak lies in this girl that you've been dreaming about, who's your best friend. She might come back around and she might be going through a phase of really trying to fit in. And I really think it's human. I'm mad at her too. But I just think like if it helps alleviate your bad dreams about it, my best friend came back around.
Yeah.
That's it.
Should we do another call?
Yes. You're going to take this one. I've been talking a lot.
Hi, Talia and Jake. I know you've been asking for things that aren't relationship-y, so good timing. I just had a friendship breakup. Here's the catch. I live with her. We were pretty good friends, but I'd only known her for like 8 months or so my bad. I've discovered, as we've lived together and gotten closer, that a lot of her core values do not align with mine. She's actually a lot more conservative than I knew. And that really started to bother me, because I hate when people kind of cover that stuff up for the sake of peace or friendship. I think it's weird. Anyways, things have been brewing. They got weird for a while. She's been getting very condescending with me. She didn't understand compromise. You know, it was her way or the highway. And if I tried to compromise, it was am I not allowed to ever have anything that I prefer? I was like, it's not that, it's compromise. Anyways, hopefully you can help me. Thank you.
Okay. I guess I'm confused. It's like, are you asking us like how to live with someone that you don't like anymore, or how to break up with a friend?
I think that you guys are not going to... Nice.
Sorry.
I'm rubbing off on you. I think that you guys are not going to be friends.
There's no way.
Like you're
no,
just...
100%.
This is not your lifelong friend. I think people need to be a lot more comfortable than we are accepting in our early 20s. Sounds like you're maybe our age-ish.
Yeah.
In our age bracket, I think is when a lot of old friendships or new ones that you had hope for start to crumble a little. And it's really scary when your friend group gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But it's just because, like, you're growing.
Well, also, if she's closer to your age, like, I think the thing that happens is, like, I feel like a thing I saw happen a lot when I first moved to New York is, like, when you're in college, like, there's this context that puts everyone on the same page.
Right.
And then when you leave college, it's like you find out, like, oh, this person actually believes this or thinks this. Like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Like, perfect sense.
Because there's not, like, especially, like, I went to UVM, and, like, UVM, everyone kind of, like, does, like, hippie, crunchy drag. Like, and some people, that's genuinely what their vibe is. Mm-hmm. And for some people, that's how they wanted to dress in college for 4 years. And then they go back to being, like, white picket fences, Waspy, Connecticut. Like, get married, have kids, like, leave all that behind.
Right.
And it's, like, funny to see, like, who was doing the drag of it and who that was, like, authentic to. And also, like, a lot of, like, in my mind, like, when you get, like, everyone assumes everyone's, like, super liberal there. But then you realize, like, oh, no, a lot of, like, steezy snowboarding people, their parents are, like, Republican senators. You know what I mean? It's, like, and, like, that shit doesn't really come out until after college when you're, like, in certain contexts. And, like, it's the same way we don't realize, like, who has money and who doesn't, because, like, everyone's on a meal plan.
Oh, money becomes a thing too after you graduate.
So I feel like if it's that growing pains, then it's kind of like, yeah, sorry, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's gonna be like you have to live with a person you don't like for most of the lease. Like, if it gets really bad, someone's gonna break the lease. But, like, I don't think you need to, like, try to be friends with them.
You don't. Like, my point is people need to be okay with letting a friend grow who's just not going to offer anything. Like, you realize pretty early on, oh, we don't actually have any common ground. Like, this is not going to work. Yeah,
and people go crazy. Like,
people go crazy trying to make a friend fit.
But not even that. Like, people, like, with... Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Oh. Like, with exes, right? Like, if you're dating someone and then you break up, it's either, like, you are over it or you're hung up on your ex. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then people will be like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
With friendships, I feel like there are certain people who, like, cannot handle having, like, a person they were friends with who they're not friends with anymore. Right. It has to be, like, they were evil, they were bad, they're fucked up. Do you know what I mean? Yes. It's like they're always, like, talking about these friends that they have that they, like, don't talk to anymore. I think that's a big red flag.
Yeah.
Like if you're someone who has like a bunch of, if you find out someone who's like, if you're hanging out with someone who constantly is like, oh, we used to be friends, we're not friends anymore, and that's always coming up, it's like, you're probably hanging out with the problem.
Right. Exactly. It's like there's always a person that you meet who's like ropes you in by complaining that they don't have any close friends, and they're like, oh, like I just I don't know, I just feel like I never like get close with anybody, and then you realize that it's because they're insane. And like I had this one friend who was like quote unquote, who was she switched roommates 3 times her freshman year.
Red flag. Red flag.
She was like, and I clocked that immediately, but she was like, ugh, like this, they were crazy. They were literally a crazy person. I'm like, 1 time, maybe. Twice, it's you. 3 times, jail.
It's definitely
like
you.
you need to stay away from these people.
Jail time.
It's just never a good sign when a person has a lot of
well, especially because it's like, I have like a million friends who I've had over the years who like, it has like fizzled out us like talking all the time or like hanging out often.
Right.
But when I see them, I'm like, oh my God, hi, friend. It's not like they're my ex-friend.
That's what you say? You say, oh my God, hi, friend.
No, but I'm talking about like the thought when I see them. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
I'm busting your balls.
Yeah, it's just not, it's stupid. I feel like that's such
Yes, I think that the answer is simpler than you think.
100%.
You don't have to be friends with this person. Literally walk in, don't talk to them. It's going to be awkward for a fucking long time, but only a couple more months, and then you
it's over.
never see them again.
Over.
It's
Boom.
done forever.
Next
Goodbye.
call.
Ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na-na. We should make a playlist of just my interludes. You are the music in me.
Oh my God.
Na 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 na.
Hi. I have to be anonymous because like I'm like really afraid of like, you know, people in the world. Anyway, not that I'm like in the CIA, but anyway.
Okay.
I was talking to this
It'd be
guy
so funny if she was.
like in January, and we've always kind of just like missed opportunities to see each other. We obviously met on the internet because it's 2023, and he like stopped talking to me randomly, and I was like, oh, cool. So then of course like I'm gonna never shut up, and I will never let anything go ever. So I reached back out and was like, hey, like, did you mean to like ghost me? What's going on? And he said he is actually pregnant. Well, he's not pregnant. He got someone pregnant recently with twins.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like I shouldn't like go on a date with him, but I'm still like, we have a good banter. And he said he's not with his baby mom anymore. Am I just like asking to get my heart broken, or like asking for like, you know what I mean? So like, I know that the answer is probably don't do it, but like, what about for the plot? You know, are we still doing things for the plot? Tell me. I love you.
You're so mean in that you like date a guy with children because the banter is like so good.
Y'all are mentally ill. That is crazy.
I don't think it's that crazy. I think she found. Do you know how hard it is to find a straight man in this world who can banter, who can keep up with you?
Okay, but he's not going to be able to keep up with you when he has to keep up with his 2 children.
Have a baby in either arm. How are you going to text him? He's going to be carrying his twins everywhere.
Voice notes.
Voice notes all day long.
That is, no, I'm sorry. Hey, did you mean to ghost me is crazy to me. Because here's the thing. It's like, here's the thing about hey, did you mean to ghost me? It's like, 1, they did. You got ghosted. 2, they literally forgot about you. Either way, you're done.
You're done.
The option in which they were still interested in you, they died.
They died. They're done.
So either way, you're not, unless they're in a coma. Best situation is that this guy you were flirting with is in a coma, and he'll still be into you when he gets out of said coma. That's your best option.
Right.
If you got ghosted. Am I wrong? Prison, I guess?
Of course you're not wrong. Of course you're not wrong. I just think that this person is in the haze of the elusive straight man who has the bants. I understand how hard it is.
We are the advice givers. It is our job to not be in the haze. Do not.
I'm not in the haze. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm talking to a guy on a cruise ship right now because he has the banter. There's a billion people in New York.
Does he have children on the mainland?
No, but I'm saying he literally doesn't touch land. I can't see him. If I want to see him, I have to swim to him. I can't ever see him. So I understand is what I'm saying. I just want to give her the moment of saying she sounds crazy to us, but when you meet a guy who's got the banter, you do some crazy things. We are here to pull you out of the haze, girl.
You have to go.
Need to leave.
You have to leave.
Do you want to be a stepmother to twins?
It's like,
Not
aside from
twins.
everything else, he says he's not with the baby mom anymore. So he left her while she was pregnant with twins.
And he ghosted you instead of just saying, hey, like something's going on, bye. This is your man?
This man has a DUI.
Is this your man? Is this really your man?
He's not. He might be your boy.
Take a long look in the mirror, my friend.
It's not good. It's not good. It's bad. Don't do it.
There are more men out there.
This is
with
the easiest
banter
advice
than
you
you
ever
think.
give. Walk away.
End of message. Excuse me.
This is going to be a short episode. We are clipping through these.
All right, but then we can talk about ourselves. Maybe we should start doing these first and then talk about ourselves. Because we're boring. I'm not, but
I'm like freaking out about my foot. Wait, go.
that was a joke. I think you're way more interesting than me. I just had to.
That's not
clear the
true.
air. Just for the sake of the records,
Oh, my stomach's out.
this conversation. I've been rewatching Sex and the City again.
Oh, I love it so much. Wait, go.
Hi, Sally and Jake. I'm loving the podcast. I just have a question that I feel like you guys would be like good at answering. So last week I went on a first date with this guy from Hinge, and we ended up like having sex, and it was just so good. But like he's just so not someone I would ever actually date, but I want to fuck him again. So, and then he said he would text me, but he never texted me. So what should I text him to make it obvious that I don't actually want to date him? And I've never had like a just hookup relationship with a guy before, so I need advice.
This is the easiest one. You thought the last one was easy? Hard sexual booty call text.
Yeah.
A wanna fuck on a weekend night. Absolutely. That's
Do
all it is. If he hasn't texted you yet, he's not interested in dating. If the sex was, that's actually not what I was going to say is probably not true. If the sex was like amazing for you, hopefully it was at least good for him. You know what I mean? Like oftentimes it means it was good for both. Sometimes it means one person was having a great time and one person wasn't. But just hit him up. And if he's down, that will make it clear that this is not a dating thing. If you're like, if you were to be like, hey, like, let's get drinks again, that would seem like you're into dating. If you've already had sex, you can be sexually forward. Like there's nothing left to the imagination.
Sometimes the coolest thing you can do is just say exactly what you want and like leave it there. Like
%.
if he reads into that, that's fucking insane. All you have to do, keep it casual and be honest. And there's no way to get embarrassed with that. I saw this funny, did you see this TikTok though that went viral about a girl who was like, how I found the perfect way to hit up a guy that you want to hook up with and booty call while you're like on a night out and you like want to secure him for later. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Instead of texting like, hey, like, are you up or whatever? The new thing is out and about ?
Is that new?
It's like the new thing.
No, that's textbook.
That's
This
what I
is
thought. But
everything
apparently
comes
that's
back
like the
around.
new thing.
Hey, are you out tonight? Text that to me. That's
But it's apparently very different than out and about. You have to keep it cash. You got to say out and about ? And if they don't respond, it's like, why would you not respond to that?
Or it's like, you out? I feel like I get that text all the time, and it's like, wanna fuck? Like, hey, are you out?
So it's you. My point is, there's all kinds of little things that you can say.
Yeah.
Use one. Just be like, hey,
Out
wanna
and
fuck?
about. Out and about's the new you up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we should start a podcast called Out and About.
I think this one's enough.
Just to compete with You Up.
Yeah. Oh, is there a podcast called You Up?
Yeah, it's like a big podcast with Jared Freed. It's like
Is he the
Betches'
Bachelor guy?
Big podcast, yes.
Oh, bless his heart. That sounded so condescending. I didn't mean it like that.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? Not about You Up. Anyway,
Out and about.
these are some easy fucking questions.
Yeah, we burned through those.
Bird.
We have so much time left.
God, should we fuck?
Talia, I am gay. And I don't want to date you.
It's been a minute for me. And these texts are getting me worked up.
Yeah, you need to get on the cruise ship.
I need to get on that cruise ship. I'm gonna.
Or buy like a sex doll and pretend it's him or something. The male sex dolls are really scary.
Really scary.
Yeah.
I don't even like vibrators anymore. I'm getting freaked out by all those things.
Wait, but you said like on a previous episode that you love your vibrator.
No, I like the one that's dead. Okay. I have two vibrators. One that was sent to me by Bellessa for a brand deal. Sucks. I think the contract is up. I can probably say that, right? Sucks. Worst vibrator ever. Okay? In every single way, I could break down every reason this thing sucks. The best vibrator.
Is it one of those sucker ones? No, never mind.
It's got a sucker and a vibrator attached. Not a fan of the suck. Not a fan of anything that can be inserted, excuse me. Not a fan of anything shaped like a kidney bean. I don't like it. It freaks me out. It's really hard time charging, doesn't hold a charge. It's very hard to hold. Everything is wrong with it. Okay. Great vibrator gifted to me during the pandemic by a man that I was seeing. Isn't that a nice gift?
It's hot.
It is a little hot. Too bad he's like the least. He's just such a loser.
Yeah, that sucks.
He was just trying. He's like a schmuck. Like he was trying really hard to be sexy.
Sure.
Just not his vibe.
Yeah.
But he gifted me the vibrator, and that's a great thing that I got out of the
Bless his
relationship.
heart.
It's purple. It's a wand. That thing rocks. Okay, but has a very special charger that can't be used with anything else.
That
like it's one of those.
sucks.
That's one of the weird things about a vibrator. All the chargers are like, sometimes they're weird ones that you've never seen before in your life.
Sure, but in theory, like your vibrator is probably one of the few things that you're not really charging anywhere outside of your bedroom.
Oh,
You're not
yeah.
like out at the bar, like, can I charge my vibrator?
First of all, you don't know me, okay? You've never
That's
been out to the
so
bar
funny.
with me. I'll be charging it on the airport floor. I'm charging it in like the weird little...
Like walking around the MTA with like the charger pack.
I'm going to the mall and going to those little kiosks that are like, charge me.
No.
I stick it in a little shelf and
That's
I pay
so,
50 cents to
so
charge it for an
stupid.
hour. Look, I'm saying I lost the charging cable and it's impossible to find a replacement. So I have to buy the whole thing again, which I don't want to do. And all I'm saying is, if you've been using a vibrator a lot, ladies, here's my advice of the day. Here's your basic training. If you've been really using a vibrator a lot and coming to depend on the vibrator, just once in a while, mix in, go a little vintage, do a little old school, and just use your hands. Because I just think it's nice to remind yourself that, like, I don't know, there's no more devastating feeling than when you're in the middle of something and the vibrator dies. And then your fingers feel like nothing. And it feels like fucking somebody raw and then like stopping in the middle right before you're going to come and then putting on a condom. That's what it feels like probably. So
Wait, I have a question.
just remind yourself that your fingers are fun just in case you ever have to live without a vibrator. It's nice to like get yourself used to your fingers. Yes?
I realized I knew the answer to the question, so never mind.
No, but what was it?
Well, I guess I don't know it because I don't have a vagina, but like, do you feel like on the receiving side of sex, a condom doesn't feel as good? Like, obviously for the man, it's covering up like his pleasure
Yeah.
receptors.
Okay, here's what I think. If I really like the man, like I deeply, like I really like him, I want to be connected to him, I have feelings for him, I want it to not have a condom on. It just like...
It feels more intimate.
It
I
just
get
feels
that.
intimate. It feels like we're so connected. It feels like in Avatar when they connect their braids.
Continue.
It's like weird.
When they connect their braids.
You know, when the braid...
I do.
It feels like we are one, like we're connected. It's very intimate. But if it's like some guy that I met on the street, I never will understand when people have like a one night stand with some guy they've never heard of in their life and who they think is gross otherwise, but they wanted to fuck and they didn't want to use a condom. I'm like, it would take me out of it. I'd be too worried about STDs. I'd be too worried about having this guy's baby. I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. And the plastic does feel weird, but like it doesn't feel weird enough to...
Yeah, the baby part is crazy.
Yeah, luckily
The
I don't
baby
have to worry
part
about
is
that, but
so
still.
crazy. Wait, I've never thought about like in Avatar, like they have sex by hooking up their braids, but they also fly the dragons by hooking up to their braids. Like that would be like if in America, or in this world, like if you started your Volvo by like sticking your dick in it, and then like or like when they talk to the tree, they all like stick their dicks. Don't barf on me. Don't barf on me. But like that, James Cameron was like, wouldn't it be amazing? Are you okay? It's just like a really crazy way to think about the world. It's like, why do they value sex if that's also how they start their car? Like essentially they're fucking the dragons when they fly them.
You ever have I started laughing with the soda in my throat.
Should I have stopped joking?
No, it's just I like couldn't breathe.
What if you had died and I was still like...
I couldn't stop laughing, but I couldn't breathe. And I was like...
I thought you were just like laughing, like because I was being funny. I didn't realize you were choking.
Have you ever had that feeling though of you're drinking something? And
No, have you ever had the thing where you're gonna?
I really thought I was like, I'm gonna have to have you guys.
Okay, one of the scariest things in the world is when. Do you ever the thing where you're gonna sneeze but you also have to burp and you're like, if these happen at the same time, it'll rip my throat in half. Have you ever sneezed while burping? It's one of the most painful things. Have you ever experienced this? Okay, just me. Cool. No, it's like the scariest thing. It'll be like you'll be burping and then you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna sneeze, and then it's like the burp is like in your like tubes already. So you're like the force of the sneeze is gonna force the burp out, but it's not gonna be able to be like gentle, and it's going to like rip through my body, and then it does, and it hurts so bad.
Oh. Do you know that if you're ever scuba diving and you have the piece in your mouth with the oxygen and you have to vomit, do not take the piece out of your mouth and vomit into the water. Vomit right into the piece of the scuba diving tube, because it'll get thrown out eventually, like it'll go away. But your instinct right after you vomit is to breathe.
Inhale. I have multiple things to say. One, why are you vomiting underwater? Chill out.
You're nauseous. You get seasick and stuff.
Two, I appreciate you giving me that advice, but catch me never scuba diving. Two things I'm never doing in my life: going to space, scuba diving. I'm not doing it. No, literally no interest. Nightmare activity to me.
Scuba diving, maybe. I just don't have the desire to do either.
No,
if someone offered me and was like, we're going to go scuba diving.
My friend told me, or maybe it was my uncle. Someone told me a story once about going scuba diving, and the moment when they went deep enough that like it started getting dark because the light doesn't reach down. And I was like, no.
Why would you want to scuba dive in the dark?
Well, no, it's just that it gets dark.
Yeah, but what?
Because people, I don't know, people go to space. I hate scuba diving.
Supposed to go that far down.
There's so much ocean and it's so scary. And
it's
I
really
don't
scary.
like it. I had, oh my God, like I have like a thing about mechanical things underwater. And there was this like video.
Like what, like an oil rig?
Anything man-made underwater makes my skin crawl.
Why?
I can't explain it. And there was this horrible video of like apparently the largest swimming pool I think in the world is that NASA made this swimming pool that there's like a complete replica of the space station in it, so you can like explore the space station like in zero gravity because you're like underwater.
Oh.
So it's this giant pool with this fake space station underneath it, and when I look at it it's so disgusting.
Is it that it makes you scared, or is it grosses you out?
It is like a feeling of like my like bones and my nerves are like like a photo of like a plane underwater, like a crashed plane, or like a car. Like, oh my God, the worst is that like there's this abandoned Disney ride called like something Thousand Leagues Under the Sea, and there's these animals, these like animatronic animals under the water, and the images of it like haunt my nightmares.
Oh, that's a weird fear.
If I was ever swimming underwater and then suddenly saw like a statue, you couldn't pay me to get out of the pool fast enough. Like I would swim like I just saw a shark.
Good to know.
Hate it.
Ew.
Hate it.
Do you have a
phobia?
Yeah, I have a fear of small holes. That's it.
Trypophobia? Is that what it's called?
Trypophobia.
Like
a seed pod or something.
So, but it has to be a lot of them, right? Like one small
bunches of holes. Oh. If they're
do the pores on my nose bother you?
No, they're not deep enough. Same with mine too are deep, but they don't bother me. It's more about like if I can't see the bottom of the hole. It's not dents that bother me really. It's like holes.
Interesting.
And maybe some bumps, like bumpies, like just like anyone with this weird scaly skin. I hate what?
That's not their fault.
No, I'm not talking about people with like psoriasis. I have psoriasis.
Oh.
I'm talking about people like in like a movie that are like lizard skin.
Oh, like things that don't exist. Okay.
Yes. No, I'm not talking about people with like no. I'm more bothered by Jennifer Lawrence in that superhero movie where she's like blue. Mystique. Oh, disgusting.
Oh, interesting.
Does she get fucked in that?
Not they don't show it. They don't show it.
But people are into her?
I'm sure there's like Mystique porn, unfortunately.
Well, here's the thing about that. I do like animated porn like that. Like weird things like that.
Like animated.
like a weird alien slave girl is tied up in a dungeon by a monster.
Oh, like the tentacle porn stuff?
Yes, yeah, I love that.
I've like never forayed
But
into
Mystique
that.
in real life, I'm like, why would anyone? It's just so, it really repulses me, the blue woman.
Interesting.
But yeah, I love animated porn.
Good for you. Good for
Thank
you for
you.
knowing that.
I know. I appreciate art. That's
Do you
all.
feel like do you feel like there's a version of sex in real life that it translates to? Does that make sense?
No, I don't want to like have sex with a giant squid and have be like suspended. Be like suspended in the water by like a giant sea snake
So
who's
no,
wrapped around me in every
I would
way.
go scuba diving. I would go scuba diving. I don't like
no
need
reason.
to, but I would go scuba diving.
No reason.
There we go.
No, yeah, it's like one of my favorite videos is when there's this girl who's like suspended in the air by some sort of sea snake, like crazy snake squid thing, and all of the ends of the snake, like the tentacles of the snake, are.
If it's
her.
a snake, there's just one end, right?
There's I don't know. It's like a multiple layered, like a multiple tentacled snake, and it like gets everywhere in her. It's like fucking her vagina and up to her mouth. Like,
okay.
and I'm like, damn. It's really romantic.
Mom, is this your favorite episode of the podcast so far? Mom, have you enjoyed
Does
this?
your mom listen?
Absolutely, every single week. Do your parents not listen?
I told them not to. They were obsessed with the one that I had at Betches, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Interesting.
Hi, Chick's mom. I'm sorry we missed ya. All right, I missed ya. Sorry, I didn't know you were here. I will keep that talk under wraps.
No, she's fine. She's not approved. My mom's a cool mom.
My mom's a cool mom too.
I know. I can tell.
I know we're a special breed, aren't we?
Yeah, but I've also seen your mom on your Instagram, and I was like, oh, cool mom. Like when you had a cool mom, you can like see a cool mom.
Yeah, absolutely. Does your mom wear like denim skirts and stuff?
No,
What's her vibe of mom?
She might have a denim skirt.
My mom's into the denim skirts and like wild hair.
No, but my mom's not like a fun dress. My mom dresses well, but like she's not like a kooky dresser. But she's fun. Like all my friends liked hanging out with her. She was like that sort of
right.
mom.
Same with mine.
Yeah,
Same with mine.
yeah.
Oh, she's gonna be so happy to hear you say that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You ever get scared of your parents dying?
Of course. One time on
was my
Valentine's
next
Day when I was like
question.
8, my mom came to say goodnight to me, and I was like, I just realized you're gonna die one day, and she was like, like it's so great. Like, and I think about that now. Like, imagine like being you're like walking in and your kid saying that to you for the first time, and you're like, oh fuck.
It sucks. Actually, I never consider things from my parents' point of view. It's actually fucked up.
Yeah.
I probably should like think about things that I say.
I think about it a lot now because I'm older than my mom was when she had me by like a lot.
Right,
and that's
right.
Like
So-
cuckoo kachu.
Cuckoo kachu.
Yeah, like in 2 or 3 years, I'll be the age that she was, when she became a single mom with 2 kids, and that is fucking insane to me.
What if someone gave you 2 kids for a day just to practice, like to borrow them?
I
think you'd
don't know what those kids would be like the next day. Oh, I mean, if you're like watch 2 kids for a day, I could figure it out.
I get so guilty thinking about. Like I was given so much responsibility as like a camp counselor. It's honestly insane that
I
kids
was not
get
a camp
paid
person,
to
and
watch
that sounds
other
crazy.
kids.
Yeah.
I loved camp, and I had wonderful counselors throughout my life. But I remember the ones who were like a little just like stressed out. None of them were bullies, but like meaner, like stricter counselors.
Yeah.
And my biggest fear was like being one of those. But I was so cool with the older kids, and I think that I was like really mean to the younger kids. Not really mean, but like. I just think I was like a little shorter with them in ways that I sometimes look back and I'm like, I feel bad. They shouldn't have, they would give me and one other girl like 10 6-year-olds all day. And then what if the girl would go on her day off, it was just me and all these kids.
And how old are you?
I'm like 17.
That's crazy.
I was stressed as fuck. And they
Yeah,
like
I
asked me to go to the
would've
bathroom and
bugged
like, maybe I'm over exaggerating. I was a great counselor. They all still follow me on TikTok and stuff.
Oh, then they
So,
like you.
They liked me, but sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I must have traumatized them. Like I remember one time I was really stressed and this girl asked me a question. I was like, go to the bathroom. I don't care. I really don't care. And then she came back and I like hugged her to death. Like I felt so
Oh my God.
bad.
No, it's fine.
I just like, why are we, it's really hard to have kids under
Isn't
your
it
supervision.
Crazy? Isn't it crazy that you had to ask to go to the bathroom? And that
Yeah.
sometimes teachers would say no.
That's what's weird to me. It's not weird
We
to
talked
say
about
I'm
teachers
going
last
to the
episode,
bathroom.
but it's like, it's true. I think about that all the time. It's like, they'd be like, no. And it's like, bitch, let me pee.
Let me pee.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want me to miss class? Make it more interesting. I'm going to go for a
Right.
walk.
Would you go for, I would dilly dally.
I sometimes I would feel trapped in class, and sometimes the bathroom was because I needed to walk to the bathroom and back. Listen,
Right.
more so than it was about peeing, but I think that's just as valid of a need.
Absolutely valid of a need. I really always love the teachers who would like let you go without asking. Just get up
Yeah.
and go.
I know for a fact if I was a teacher, I would literally never say no to letting them go to the bathroom. I know that if like we put this clip on TikTok, every teacher's gonna be like, you don't know what it's like. And like, I don't. And maybe like it's crazy how often kids ask to go to the bathroom, but I would let the kids go to the bathroom.
Someone just commented on my Instagram, I really like your profile. Let's go to DM.
That happens all the time to me. It's usually like scammers. It's usually like scammers.
Oh, I thought someone was hitting on me. Okay, sorry.
Oh, maybe you're getting hit on, but it also might be a scammer. And that maybe is
he has 2 million followers.
Scammer. Wait,
how does he have 2 million if he's a scammer?
Because it says marketing. He like bought all of them.
Oh, he bought them?
Yeah.
Can I buy them?
They're not. It's not good to buy them, I don't think. I don't know.
I really want to buy some followers.
You have plenty of followers.
Not on Instagram.
You have a lot of followers. How many followers do you have? That's like whatever it is. Whatever your answer is, it's more than enough.
I have 53.6 thousand.
That's plenty.
How many do you have?
Less than that.
No.
Yeah.
I think you have the same amount.
No, I think I have less
more.
than that.
That's not true.
What did you say? 53,000? I think I have less than that. I do.
I beat you. You have 52.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I told you I had less. Okay, I think that, and on that note, we can end that I'm humble and have less followers. I'm just like a little bit more down to earth and normal. I'm not going to date you.
Do you like me?
Yes, I love you. But I am a gay man.
I'm not hitting on you.
You're
I'm
hitting
saying
me. Ow. Okay, now you're becoming a sister. You guys should call Basic Trading and ask more questions, and we burned through them this time, but sometimes they're more nuanced and we take a longer time. But the number is 929-269-4960. The questions have been getting better and great and very enjoyable.
Thank you for calling.
There was that heartbreaking one earlier. Okay. We love you. Thank you for listening.
We love you. Bye.
Mwah.